Welcome everybody to this Mindful Monday. I'm so warm. It's warm outside, but my temperature regulation's all off today. So we're going to start with a centering because centering is always a good thing to do on a Monday morning. It's good any morning, actually. And with centering, we take our time and we use it in a much longer way. And I've told you this before, and we've done it before. You can use it very quickly, but we take our time and use it almost like an initial meditation. But I still encourage you to keep your eyes open so that you can practice centering and use it in everyday life when you need it. And centering brings you up if you need to be up, it brings you down if you need to be down, it brings you to the middle, the center. There's a hint in the name. So, following our pattern of ABC. A is for awareness. So, notice the space that you're in. Notice any sounds in the distance, any closer by. Notice anything you can see, familiar objects, and let your gaze wander and jump from one thing to the next. No need to get caught up on the story. Notice anything you can smell or taste. And then bring your awareness closer. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin, the clothing on your skin. And come inwards. Notice how you are today, how you feel this morning. How am I as a body right now? Perhaps there's a bit of tension, discomfort, pain. Maybe you can notice more pleasant sensations. Nothing is the right or wrong way to be. And notice your breath, the natural cycle, the inhale, the pause, the exhale, the turn again, and the cycle continues. A for awareness. B is for balance, so have a little rock back and forth. My squeaky chair, side to side, up and down, little wiggle and a jiggle, and find that sweet spot of least effort. See if you can bring some balance to the breath, breathing in and out equally. And then C is for core. We are looking for softness without collapse. So softness through the forehead, around the eyes, and the jaw, maybe have a wiggle. Shoulders, neck, chest, and belly. You can inhale and lengthen up through the spine, and as you exhale, bring that softness through the core. One more. Maybe even have an audible breath wherever you are. Second C is connection. If you're in the Zoom room, you can have a little look at the faces on the screen, smiling back at you. And otherwise, you can bring to mind someone or something that makes you feel warm inside. A person, a pet, someone past, present, your inner self, your higher self. And notice when you smile, if you're looking in the Zoom room and you smile, notice you get smiles back. There's a little wave of smile flows around the room. Beautiful. And then let that go. Have a little shimmy. Have a little wiggle. Okay, we're going to have a check-in in the Zoom room. So my invitation to you, if you're watching the recording, whenever that may be, since I still haven't posted the recording from last week, never mind. That's okay. My invitation is to check in. Ooh, check in as a dance. Check in as a dance. So what style of dance are you? You can also check in however you like. But you might be a bit jazzy. You might be a waltz. You might be, I'll leave it up to you. There are many, many ways that you can imagine yourself as a dance in how that you feel this morning. So I'll pause the recording and we will be back in a moment. Oh, lovely, lovely check-ins in the Zoom room. Well, we have the Book of Emotions. And I confess, I didn't like the one that that I opened the book on today. So I flicked a few times and I thought, you know what? Part of my own self-care today is picking the one that we want, that we want. I chose on your behalf. I hope that's okay. So I picked Pride. Did you see that? Pride. So first, the invitation to you is to notice your own response to the word pride, the response in your own body. And sometimes we have a response that's immediate that we don't even realize exists. And it might be a negative response. Oh, pride. Or, oh, yeah, pride. It could be a positive response. So notice what happens when the word pride arrives. So notice how that feels in the body. And actually, before I go through what's in the book, what does pride look like to you in the first thought? There's no right, there's no wrong. Nobody else apart from the people in the Zoom room will see the people in the Zoom room. How do you show pride in your body? Okay, so pride, what does it look like? If you are proud, what comes to mind and what does your body do? Is it like Pride and Prejudice? Are you Mr. Darcy with a sense of arrogant pride? Some laughter there. Or is it like you receiving your first swimming badge and you're full of joyous pride? Because they're quite different, aren't they? They're quite different. Let me read the book to you. What we think or say. I did something good and I want others to know. So that's one kind of pride, isn't it? That's your new swimming badge. That's the I did my groove exam. I'm proud and I'm full of joy and I want to share and it's kind of an upward energy. It's not the same as Mr. Darcy's initial superiority and refusal to accept support or help or hold a hand. So its impact on our openness to others. Well, true pride means it opens us because it is positive. Pride in what you do. Think about the last time you made something that you were happy with, whether it was a meal or a painting or words in a card or anything that you've done that you were pleased with and you showed someone. Think about that feeling that was through the body of pride that you felt and that sense of openness. Related emotions, happiness, yes, because of the sense of joy, arrogance. Now, think how that lands with you, because for me, the arrogance comes when pride goes a bit too far. Pride, pride shouldn't be, or being proud shouldn't be linked with arrogance, but pride as a word actually often has a slightly different meaning to being proud, and yet it's from the same root. Our reaction or impulse for action to tell others what I have done. But that's not the same as, like, pride comes before a fall, being too proud to ask for help. And I would put money on members of this group, some in the Zoom room, that have been a bit too proud sometimes to ask for help and support and say that things are not going well and they need help when they need it. Yeah, there's some has anyone ever in the Zoom room been too proud to ask for help? Yeah, yeah, we're learning. We're learning. It's purpose. So its real purpose, if you go back to the root, is to share what we've done in order to receive recognition. In my as you know, most of you know, I'm retired from the NHS and I worked as a doctor for 25 years. And I retired in 2017. And the year I retired, I was off sick. I won an award that was from the National Autistic Society for outstanding healthcare professional. And yeah, I was so proud. It was the timing couldn't have been better because it was my exit from work after 25 years. And really, I went out kind of quietly. So it was my big moment. And I get the pictures that come up on my Facebook every year. And I can see the true joy and pride as I'm there with this award because there was no arrogance in it. There was nothing like that. It was that true, I've won my swimming badge type pride. Yes, they used some interesting words to describe me from the recommendations, including formidable and determined. Okay, the orientation of this emotion in time is the past because it's about something you've done or achieved. Purpose is to share, as we said, how it can get in the way. So, excessive pride would show up telling others about wonderful things we've done and not necessarily about how hard things are. Now, this is difficult, isn't it? And I've done some reels about this recently. If you've seen reels, I apologize for always twirling in reels. It's just what I do because it's just my happy dance. But I've also, in those reels, said how I can't do this every day. We can't do this every day because some days we have no energy left to do this. So, what I don't want to be saying is everything's fine when it's not, and be too proud to admit when things are not good. By the same token, I'm not going to post a reel where I'm lying in bed dribbling. It's I don't care if it's good for Facebook views or not. I'm not posting it. Emotions we confuse it with arrogance. We're back to Mr. Darcy. Although, he was all right in the end, wasn't he? He just needed to get over himself a little bit. By the way, I'm talking about Pride and Prejudice, if anybody has no idea what I'm talking about. How it feels or moves our body. So if you think about where you feel pride in the body, imagine the pride of your first swimming certificate or doing your groove session or completing a task you wanted to do. And how does that feel? Does it make you shrink and close? Or do you open and expand? Yeah, expand and open. Some joy there. Beautiful. How we might feel warm, energized, light. How our breath might be a little faster but deep and full. And how our body might shape itself chin lifted, smiling, happy look. Okay. Uh, I'm going to just pause the recording and check in case anybody wants to say anything about pride. Okay. Some beautiful discussions and reflections about pride. And this might actually, well, it's highly likely to carry on going round in your thoughts later. So there may need to be a little bit of self care in there as well. I'm going to stand up, just have a tiny bit of movement before a guided meditation. And at the very end, because I like to make sure we can finish on time. But then if there's any extra comments at the end, then we can also have them. And if people have had to leave, then it's okay. So I'm going to stand up. I've got the door wide open today, by the way, because it's really warm, or I'm really warm. Okay, so don't have to stand. You can be standing, you can be seated, you can be lying down. Just have a little wiggle and a jiggle. And think about pride in your body. And bring to mind something you're proud of. Maybe start with hands to heart or even a hug, whichever feels good. And bring to mind something either past or present that you're proud of, like that first certificate or like something that you've achieved recently. And see if you can maybe step one foot forward and one back and have the weight back a little bit. And opening up your arms to the side and saying yes to being proud. Yes to allowing your body to feel the pride of any of your achievements. And maybe come back to the heart. Let your feet move where they want to. And if you had one foot forward and one back, try that on the other side. Opening your arms and even lifting a little through the chest, maybe making it more than yes, maybe adding a little bit of enthusiasm there, lifting through the chest, opening and expanding, allowing pride to come in. Yes, I am proud of whatever it is that you've done or do, anything at all. Yes. Notice how that feels in your body. And maybe come back to hands to heart again, and even a little sway or self-care pose. Hand, if you don't know it, hand on shoulder, hand round to lower ribs, a little squeeze, drop the head, lower the gaze, have a little hug. And maybe there's an inner child in there somewhere that's desperate to be feeling proud and to be encouraged to be proud. Notice how that feels in your body. And then let that go. Have a shimmy. Have a shake. Wiggle and a jiggle. And we're going to have a guided meditation. Now, as you know, traditionally we sit tall in meditation. But as ever, I encourage you to find the position that's right for you. And if that is lying down under a blanket, then please do that. Do whatever feels good for you today. And notice again how your body feels. Just scanning through briefly. Noticing if you have to change position to make sure that you're comfortable enough. Notice your breath again. The natural cycle. And for the meditation, you might want to soften your gaze or close your eyes. But if you feel anxious at any point, open them. Look around at familiar objects or touch your fingers or feel your toes, something more concrete. And take awareness to your feet, the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet, and each individual toe. And with your awareness there, perhaps you can imagine breath filling your feet as though your feet are actually breathing. Inhaling and exhaling softly. Expanding and relaxing. And as though perhaps there's a light around your feet as you breathe that gently glows with the breath and extends out in space, reaching beyond the earth, beyond the furthest star. Inhaling and exhaling. Take awareness from your feet up into your legs, noticing the lower leg, the calf and the shin, the knee joint, strong muscles of the thigh, and perhaps sensing or imagining the breath filling both legs. Expanding, relaxing, filling and softening. Maybe again imagine the breath like a light, shining brighter and then dimming. And the light extending out into space around you, beyond the earth, beyond the furthest star. Breathing in and breathing out. Taking awareness to your fingertips, each finger and each thumb. The palms of the hands and the backs of the hands and each of the individual bones in the hands. And perhaps you can sense or imagine the hands filling with the breath, as though the hands themselves are breathing. And a light glowing and softening, expanding, relaxing, as though filling the space around your hands, reaching far beyond this earth, beyond the furthest star. Moving awareness from the hands up into the arms, the wrists, the lower arms, the elbows, the upper arms and shoulders, the whole of both arms. Sensing or imagining the arms filling with the breath, expanding, softening, as though glowing brighter and dimming. Inhaling and exhaling. And the light spreading from your arms out to the space around, beyond this earth, beyond the furthest star. Perhaps you can hold the sense of both arms and legs in your mind. Both arms and legs filling with the breath, expanding, softening, breathing in, breathing out, brightening and dimming. The light expanding beyond the body, beyond this place, beyond this earth, beyond the furthest star. Sensing or imagining the head, and the head filling with the breath. The whole of the head, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the chin. The breath expanding and softening. The light shining and dimming. Spreading beyond the body, beyond this place, beyond this earth, beyond the furthest star. Moving awareness to the belly and the pelvis. Sensing or imagining them filling with the breath, expanding and softening. Nourishing, brightening and dimming. Sensing the whole of the belly as though the belly itself is breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. and the light shining out beyond the belly, beyond the body, beyond this earth, beyond the furthest star. And then letting awareness settle in the chest, the lungs and the home of the heart, the breath filling the chest, filling the heart, expanding and softening, glowing and dimming, expanding out and spreading beyond the body, beyond this place, beyond the earth, beyond the furthest star. Perhaps you can imagine the whole body here, the whole body breathing and the whole body filled with light. Breathing in and breathing out. Expanding and softening. Shining and dimming. And that light spreading out from the heart through the whole body. Beyond this place. Beyond this earth. Beyond the furthest star. Allowing your awareness to rest here in the whole body, just for a little while. Expanding and softening, glowing and dimming. Light spreading out beyond this place, beyond the furthest star. knowing it's always there within your heart space, within you as a body, whenever you need. As we come to the end of this practice, you might wish to take some movements, maybe a stretch, maybe a hug, or hand to heart, hand to belly, and an invitation to take with you into your day an awareness to be proud of any achievement you choose, any small step you make. Thank you for joining us. For those watching the recording, I'm going to stop now because we have hit the hour, and I will then check in with the people in the Zoom room. We'll see you soon.